Hey, it's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. So, we're ready for idea number 15, follow up to 14 about making a plan. And so, when it comes to creating a plan, when we first began this work, we mainly planned to change behavior, but over time we became more and more effective by incorporating planning, making a plan for personal consciousness, particularly cognition, thinking, beliefs, and things like that. But making a plan is critical, and it turns out that, again, initially and in the behavior analysis class, we would always do a formal behavioral contract. With the adjudicated persons, they liked it. That we had a formal behavioral contract with those individuals. That is the judicial system like that. But over time, we became aware, particularly after the consciousness class evolved, that a plan can be just inside your head. You can think about, here's what I'd like, here's what I'm willing to work for. So it can be very formal or informal. Either way, we're going to be talking about behavior change, changes in awareness and consciousness, and so forth. One of the things we did discover was that in creating the plan, coming up with a goal or an objective, and writing an intention statement, I never would have guessed that could have had the impact that it did, but it did. Maybe it has something to do with you telling your brain what's going on. But at any rate, students commonly reported it was helpful for them to write an intention statement, to set a goal, and then to share that with their partner or their small group. So in addition, another thing we discovered and we changed over the years, once we set a goal and had objectives, we would then take a look at past behavior. And so for people that had anger management issues, this was often quite frightening to hear. With anxiety issues, you could see how debilitating it was with the individual. And so earlier in the research, people would start looking at the past and they would freak out emotionally. And no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about what I've done. I want to look at what I've done. It's freaking me out to go there. And so we discovered that you first got to teach them to calm down, to relax, to stand back. And so we'll be talking about stand back awareness and why that's critical for most persons when they look back at their non-productive behavior. But the information we get is really valuable, particularly information about the antecedents to the behavioral or emotional response. Most people refer to those as triggers. They're really discriminative stimuli, and they're very powerful in setting up a plan. In short, most of the most successful plans developed a very strong alternative behavior to apply when the trigger occurred. So in the plan, you've got to have that in the plan. And as it turned out, learning stand back awareness, learning diaphragmatic breathing, autogenic training, learning to relax, before we take a look at the past and the non-productive behaviors and the triggers, and we need to be calm and be able to stand back. So that's got to be part of the plan. Keep on planning.